I'm Sebastian St. James. What are the top 10 penny stocks? Are penny stocks safe and should you be buying them? I was flipping through the reports from my brokerage account and I came across a report from Morningstar, as in the rating agency that rates shares, mutual funds, ETFs, things like that, and they had a particular list of penny stocks, and I'll be sharing that with you. Before I give you the goods, we need to discuss exactly what penny stocks are and should you even be investing in them. So, what are penny stocks? Simply stocks whose value is less than $1. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Pennies on the dollar, less than $1. Isn't there something magical about them? Nope. If you're $1 today, you're not a penny stock. If you're 99 cents tomorrow, you are a penny stock. It's basically that simple. Hang on. Are penny stocks traps that will make me lose all my money? The answer is yes. Are penny stocks secret stocks that nobody knows about that will make me a millionaire? The answer is yes. How can both of these things be true? They're kind of the opposite. Well, penny stocks are just stocks that have fallen below $1. Some are traps for sure. Some are gold mines waiting to be tapped that will make you rich, and some are rather boring and do absolutely nothing. Really, we can't tell just based on the term penny stock. So if a share was $1 yesterday and 99 cents today, has anything fundamentally shifted about that stock? Well, maybe. It's gone down a cent. We've got to be careful. But if it's 50 cents or maybe 10 cents or 5 cents, well, maybe something has gone on with that, and we need to look a bit closer. So why do people like penny stocks? Why do people tout their benefits? There are 3 reasons, and I'll share that with you. Penny stocks, by definition, represent smaller microcap type companies. It's true that the pennies that we're talking about is just the price, but they do tend to represent the smallest companies on the market. Do you know the smallest companies on the market are actually not covered by analysts? The large caps, obviously, everybody covers them, but the smaller you go, well, how many hours do we have in the day? How many analysts do we have to cover all those micro companies? The answer is none. So the theory is, if you invest in penny stocks, if you invest in microcaps, and you do your own research, you can get some information that analysts are not covering, and therefore you can get ahead simply due to the lack of information about that particular stock. Is that true? The answer is yes. That certainly is a possibility. Small caps that nobody's investigating in thoroughly do provide an opportunity for you to get ahead as long as you can accurately do the research yourself. Reason number 2 why penny stocks are so wonderful. If I buy a stock which is 5 cents and it goes up to $1, I mean, that's not hard, it's only $1, I will 20 times my return. Wow, this is fantastic. Is that true? The answer is yes, absolutely, that's true. That is simple math. 5 times 20 is $1. But why should a share, just because it's priced below $1, magically want to grow and grow and grow 20 times? Is that inevitable? The answer is no. There is nothing magical about the price of penny stocks. Anything below $1, that should automatically lead to massive growths in the future. So it's a nice idea. Certainly possible. Is it likely? Depends on the company, doesn't it? Reason number 3 why penny stocks are wonderful. Large companies have already saturated the market. Netflix, for example, crying out for customers because, well, everybody's got Netflix that's going to get Netflix. But if you're a brand new little company, then you have the entire market ahead of you. You can grow and grow and grow. And if you're a microcap, you have so much better advantages as far as your future growth is concerned. Get on board now while the stocks are small, and you'll make millions in the end when they grow up to be the next Netflix. Is this true? Well, it's potentially true. Small stocks do have further to run. This is absolutely true. But you then have to balance that out with the lack of knowing whether it's going to happen or not. Just because a company is small does not mean it's necessarily going to be successful. It can just turn around and fold, can't it? So, it is a potential outcome that small microcaps will grow over time, but it's certainly not guaranteed. It comes down to the risk versus reward equation. There may be more reward at the bottom end, but there's far more risk. Do you know, there are 3 reasons that people say that you should avoid penny stocks. What are they? I shall explain. Number 1, penny stocks are a trap. You put your money into that, the company's about to go bust, and you will lose everything. It's terrible. Is this true? Well, it's certainly potentially true. Companies which have lost so much money over time often have financial problems and are probably more likely to go bust. But also penny stocks do nothing for a while, and penny stocks exponentially grow. Just because they're penny stocks doesn't mean inherently that they're all dangerous and evil. Shares don't tend to start off life as penny stocks, this is true. So, brand new share will often list, say, around about the $2 mark. We're not talking about Airbnb or some massive company that is so favoured by the market. We're just talking about little micro company that's nobody ever heard of. They tend to list around, say, the $2 mark, give or take. That means if they've become a penny stock, they were not intending to become a penny stock. They did not list as a penny stock typically. And so if you've become a penny stock, then typically you've halved or even gone down more. And that can be important. If a share has lost 90% of its wealth, if it's lost 70, 50% of its wealth, it could be seen as more dangerous. What's going on? What's caused it to lose that amount of money? Is there something that the pundits know about this company and about its future that inevitably will lead to the value of being such a low price? The answer is yes. If a company has lost so much money on the way down, isn't it that the insiders or people in the know that there's something wrong with the company? It stinks and it's not worth as much as it was when it listed. The answer is often yes. That's exactly what happens with small stocks that have issues. But on the other hand, if it's only dropped by, say, 50%, what would happen if Apple dropped by 50%? Well, sort of like it's done now. The tech crash is causing Google, Facebook, all the big companies to drop and drop and drop. Do you look at them and say, oh, you've dropped by 50%, you've dropped by 70%, there's something wrong with you, we must instantly exit all these shares? The answer is no. Something about large stocks makes us feel more comfortable, but stocks crashing in and of itself could simply be a sign of the entire market across the board. It may not be related to that specific company. So if a penny stock crashes as well, it could just be going down with the market itself. So you really need to know the price of that stock in comparison to the market and in comparison to its peers. Problem number 2. Penny stocks by definition are risky. I hate risk and I certainly can't afford to be buying penny stocks. Is that true? It can be true. Penny stocks can be highly speculative companies which you may not want to have a bar on. Alternatively, they can simply be small companies that are just starting off in life that have a good future ahead of them. Most of the big caps started off as small caps. Originally, maybe they went through penny stock territory on the way up. They could just be growing. So it's no guarantee that just because you're a penny stock that you have big financial problems, but it could be a sign of that. Problem number 3. Penny stocks, the companies fold. They go bankrupt. I know this about penny stocks, and that's why you should never invest in them. That's possibly true as well, but just because you're a tiny little penny stock does not mean that you're having financial problems. As I said, you could be growing up. You've got to start from somewhere, but if you are having financial difficulties, probably overall on average, microcaps are more likely to cark it than big, large stocks. But not all large caps are safe either. Enron in 2007, Stearns in 2008. These were ginormous companies and they folded. And they weren't penny stocks. So stocks from any size at all can fail, but perhaps penny stocks down at the lower end are a little bit riskier on average. So now I have this conundrum. It's true that penny stocks probably have more growth opportunities, but then they're more risky. Do I invest in penny stocks or do I avoid them altogether? This is a balancing act that you will have to sort out for yourself. The potential opportunities versus the potential risk and how comfortable you are with that risk. Do I buy penny stocks myself? The answer is yes. When I buy stocks on selection criteria, on its earnings, on its growth, on its future, and I really don't care whether the stock is a penny stock or not. It doesn't really feature into it for me. So personally, I buy penny stocks and I buy large caps. I buy absolutely everything as long as they meet my criteria. So I do buy penny stocks, but not particularly focused on penny stocks at all. However, there is one caveat that you may need to know about buying small companies, and that is that their spread can actually be fairly large. So spread is what the seller is wanting to sell at versus what the buyer is willing to pay. Oh, that amount there is called the spread. Now, with the large cap company, it could be like fractions of a percent, hardly anything at all. As you go down the ladder, down to microcaps, it can be 5%, 10% sometimes. So if you're going to buy a much smaller company, then you need to be prepared to be patient and make sure that the spread is not working against you and perhaps is even working for you. I have a video coming out that will explain all about microcap stocks and how they work. So not just penny stocks, we're talking about microcaps in general. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. So what are the top 10 penny stocks right at the moment? Well, according to Morningstar, which is the rating agencies, and I've got their report, and this is what they had to say. This is from the Morningstar Qualitative Ratings Report, and these are the top undervalued stocks. So this is Morningstar's opinion, not mine. In these 10 stocks, because I've had a look at them already, you will notice some trends. See if you can pick up on them. Stock number 1 is Zip. At the moment, it's 0.93 of a dollar, so a penny stock, and Morningstar says it should be worth $3.42. That's not bad. And its fair value is 72.81% difference. So you're getting the idea of how this works. The current stock price, Morningstar has an estimation of how much it thinks it's worth, and that determines whether it's potentially, according to Morningstar, a good stock to buy or not. Zipco, formerly known as Zipco Limited, offers point-of-sale credit and payment solutions to customers and providing a variety of integrated retail finance solutions to merchants across numerous countries, both online and in-store. Zip has a presence in Australia, Canada, Czech Republic, etc., etc. It's a buy now, pay later company, Zip, and it was rather large. I'm quite surprised to see it down here at the penny stock level, but there it is. To some extent, Zip sort of launched buy now, pay later in the minds of people as a modern concept. And here it is, available right now as a penny stock. Stock number 2 is DTC, currently worth 11 cents and should be worth 36.9 cents, according to Morningstar. That would be a 70.18% difference. Damstra Holdings, DTC, is an Australian-based provider of integrated workplace management solutions to multiple industry segments across the globe. The company develops, sells and implements integrated hardware and software as a service solutions in industries where compliance and safety are of utmost importance. There you go. That sounds impressive. Triple M, is currently 38.5 cents. Should be at $1.322, according to Morningstar. Marley Spoon AG, is a subscription-based weekly meal kit service. Meal kits. Got it. That services customers in 3 primary regions: Australia, United States, and Europe. And is servicing some other companies. Meal kits offer a convenient option for customers to cook healthy meals with fresh ingredients following chef-designed recipes. Where do I sign up? That sounds exciting. That sounds a little bit like another company I've heard of that kind of starts with hello and maybe fresh, but there we go. Here is obviously a competitor to them. PVS is currently 34 cents, but should be $1.131. Pivotal Systems Corporation was incorporated in Delaware, so it's actually a USA company. It's on the ASX, but it's a US company. It designs, develops, manufactures and sells high-performance gas flow controllers. Pivotal provides high-quality gas flow monitoring and control technology platforms for the global semiconductor industry. Its proprietary hardware and software utilizes advanced machine learning to enable preventative diagnostic capabilities, resulting in an order of magnitude increase in fab production and capital expenditure for existing and future technology nodes. Wow! So fab manufacturing chips. And they provide gas flow technology for chip manufacturing. There we go. Who knew? SZL is worth currently 59 cents, but should be $2.1. Cecil is a fintech company on a mission to financially empower the next generation. Oh, I can hardly wait. You young people have so much to look forward to. Cecil's payment platform increases the purchasing power for millions of consumers by offering interest-free installment plans at online stores and select in-store locations. Cecil's transparent, inclusive and seamless payment options allow customers to take control of their spending, be more responsible and gain access to financial freedom. What? Okay, well that's quite a sales pitch. These aren't sales pitches, by the way. They're written by the companies. That's true, but they're the statements that are attached to the shares. So they tend to be more matter of fact, but yeah, this is one big sales pitch. HI is currently worth Oh, 0.015 cents. Well, that's a penny stock if I've ever heard of one. And should be 0.049 cents, which is a 69.48% improvement. Health House International Limited is an international pharmaceutical distributor specializing in, but not limited to, the distribution of medical green leafy products. Green leafy? Yes, that's my insertion because YouTube does look for particular words and treats videos differently based on those words. So you know what I'm talking about, but we'll call them green leafy products. Across Australasia, United Kingdom and Europe. LBY, currently 0.07 cents, should be 26 cents, according to Morningstar. Lay-By Group Holdings is a provider of buy now, pay later services that are currently offered to customers in New Zealand, Australia and in the United Kingdom. Lay-By provides a payment platform that enables customers to split the payment purchases, both online and in-store, across 6 weekly interest-free installments. This is an interesting term because lay-by is actually a real word here in Australia. It's also apparently the name of a company. They've sort of subsumed that, taken that on. This is how it works. You go to a department store that you're interested in buying something from, like a Kmart or a Myer. You find a product that's on special, but you don't have the money for it. Oh no, what should I do? Should I not buy it? No, you put it on lay-by. The difference between lay-by and buy now, pay later, the modern equivalent of it, is you do not get the product until you've paid for it. So you take it to the lay-by counter, and you put down a deposit, and then each week or month, as you can afford it, you pay it off. Only once you've paid for it do you actually get the goods to take home. That's what lay-by always has been the entire time I've grown up. Buy now, pay later, of course, has moved that so that you get the goods straight away. You pay later, but you get the goods instantly. This company here, which is calling themselves Lay-By Group Holdings, as far as I read it, is actually buy now, pay later. It's not through the traditional lay-by. RCW is at the moment 9 cents and should be 30. Right Crowd Limited is a developer of physical security, safety and compliance software. Since 2004, the company has invested in research and development to provide innovative solutions which improve security, safety and compliance for organisational workforces, including employees, contractors and visitors to sites. Well, that's quite a mouthful, and hopefully you understand that. EPN is currently 03 cents, but it should be 12. Epsilon Healthcare, formerly THC Global Limited, yes, that THC is important to you, is a diversified global green leafy company with primary operations in Australia and Canada. This is a second green leafy company we've dealt with. Noticing the trends? We've had 2 buy now, pay later companies. This is our second green leafy companies, and they're all in just 10 stocks. Interesting. EPN owns and operates end-to-end commercial medical green leafy production facilities under Australia's green leafy regulations. Yes, we have green leafy regulations. Who knew? EPN also owns and operates turnkey cultivation solution providers, including a hydroponics equipment and supplies, wholesale and retail servicing the rapidly expanding green leafy sectors in Northern America and Europe. If you're under the age of 18, make sure you ask your parents what all this means. GFN at the moment is 15 cents, should be 51 cents. Geffen International AI has developed a digital platform marketplace for regulation-heavy industries, where carriers, enterprises that use agents to sell products to customers, where human advice, human expertise and human touch are required. Geffen has 110 employees with headquarters in Tel Aviv, so they're in Israel, and in India and in the Ukraine. Probably not doing so well in the Ukraine right now. And that's your 10 stocks. Fascinating. Should you buy into these stocks? These stocks are undervalued and worth a lot more, according to Morningstar. This is not me, this is Morningstar. Whether you should buy them or not really depends on whether you believe on Morningstar or not, but most importantly, you should do your own research. This is no guarantee about whether these stocks are good or bad. Morningstar believes they should be worth more, but that doesn't mean they should be in reality. Do your own research. Keep in mind, penny stocks are potentially a lot more risky than regular large caps, but potentially they have a lot more reward to them because they're small, they're nimble, and they can grow so much more. I've done a video about risk versus reward. Go ahead and click on it now.